Hello students, with the present morning, I, at the platform of Shivaji Group of Institutions, welcome you all with a video lecture class. My dear student, we were continuing with poem that is written over here, a photograph. It's written by Shirley Claus. We have discussed about this poem, what it was, and about the poetess of this poem. If we talk about the poetess of this poem, so Shirley Tolson belongs to the modern age in British poetry, and she was known for her experimentation and technique. She was known for her experimentation and technique, and her poem is really known for her presence of mind, her wit, and her brevity. She lives in Somerset at present, and she was, during the period of Christianity, she was working on her books dealing with the folk of Britain and Ireland. She seemed to have imbibed in her life very strongly the impact of religious persons and saints. So, if we talk about the poetess Shirley Tolson, so she belongs to a modern age. She was known for her wit, her brevity of the poetry, her picturesque description, and one more thing is that whenever we read the poetry of her, we feel that the things are before us. So we can say that there is a picturesque description in her poetry, and imaginary scenes are there, and the one work that is very known, the Celtic Alternative and the Celtic Year. This was the works of Shirley Tolson. So student, we have discussed that in this poem, a photograph, there are three stages of life: youth, middle age and death. Youth, middle age and death. So through these stanzas, it has been described. So let's start the poem, and we will see what was actually happened there. So the thing was that the cardboard showed me how it was. Cardboard means a photograph. The photograph shows me how it was. Which type of the poem, which type of the thing was it? When the two girl cousins went paddling. Cardboard means a photograph, and two cousins were paddling there. So it means that the mother of poetess and two cousins. What was the name of the two cousins? Betty and Dolly. These three were enjoying their sea holiday. Okay, and they all were paddling. They all were walking in a shallow water level, and they all were enjoying with themselves, and each one holding one of my mother's hand. Each one, it means Betty and Dolly, they both were holding my mother's hand, and she, the big girl, some 20 years old. So I hope so that she was 20, she was not more than 12 years old. She was not more than this, almost she was 12 years old at that time, and three stood still to smile through their hair. So at that time, they all three were smiling, and because the wind was going on at that time, so her hair was coming down towards on their faces. So she was smiling through their hair. So this was the scene at that time. This was a different scene at that time. So the poet is saying over here that they all three were smiling through their hair. And the uncle with the camera, a sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born. And my uncle was clicking the picture at that time. And it was a time when I was not born at that time. My mother's at the sea, which appears to change less, was their terrible transient feet. Terrible transient feet, you can say the mortal, the thing that dies. The thing that dies. Fine. So you know what the thing that dies? Human beings are mortal, because we have taken birth, and it shows that we have to die. This is we have transient feet. We have transient feet, but many things are there. They don't die. These are in the category of the immortal thing. Just like soul is immortal, man is mortal, and soul is immortal. Fine. At the sea which appears to have changeless was their terrible transient fate. So at that time, the sea that seemed to me not changed anything. That there was no changement in the sea. That was same as it was last year, and it was many years ago. But I can see that it was washing the mortal feet of there. The mortal feet of there. It was washing their feet at that time. So some 20-30 years later, after 20 or 30 years, so here we have discussed the youth age. It's the time of the youth age. It's the time of the pleasure. It's the time of the enjoyment, fun, and you can see charm everywhere. Fine. So they all three were at the age of their they, they were at young age, and they were enjoying very well. They were enjoying their sea holiday, and three were paddling, and three were clicking. They all three were clicking the picture through the camera by the uncle. And one more thing is that they all three were smiling through their hair. So in a brief way, we can say they all were enjoying at that time. Okay, but this is the prime of their time. This is the youth age. That's why they have a lot of fun and enjoyment, and we can see lots of vigor, energy, and enthusiasm in their life. Fine. So the thing, the image, the pictures that which were clicked at that time. So that was only the memory that we can keep. That will always be memorable for me. That will always be into my memory, and that period, that time cannot come again in our life. So that is the youth period, and it happens with everyone. It happens with everyone, not with these people, because we people are mortal, and we it's sure that we have to die. Now let's proceed to middle age. So here poetess has written some 23 years later. Now it's the time of after 20 or 30 years later. And Dolly, she had said, and look how they dressed us for the beach. Now she laughed at the snapshot. Snapshot means photo. So after 20 or 30 years, when they see their photographs, she started laughing. She started laughing. She started making fun of the posture and the appearance that they had given at that time. They started laughing. They started making fun of that. It means to say that they all were getting some type of the fun to, when they are seeing those pictures. Years later, she had laughed at the snapshot. See Betty and Dolly. So now she is addressing Betty and Dolly. She has said, look how they dressed us for the beach. So in which way we were dressing ourselves at that time? What was our dressing sense at that time? So this is the thing that the poets want to explicit before us. That the poet want to describe or narrate before us. The sea holiday was her past. Mine is her laughter. So the holiday, the time that has been passed, that cannot be come back again, because you people know that the lost time never come back again. So that time has been lost, that will be memory. But mine is her laughter. The thing only we have into our hand, what is this? The laughter. Because whenever we see the photograph of that, the particular photograph of them, whenever the photo was clicked, we will smile to see that. Always, forever and ever, we will smile. So what are the things? Which type of the thing that we have into our hand? The laughter. The laughter that we have into our hand. Both ray with the levered ease of loss. Ray means twisted, levered, worked hard, ease of loss. So the people cannot come it back again, because it's the time of the past, and the damage that we have lost, so we cannot come it back again. That has been lost, we cannot come it again, because that time has been past. We cannot regain our youth, we cannot regain our prime time, we cannot regain that charm and beauty and the attraction and the enthusiasm, energy, and the vigor that we have in that period, we cannot come back again, because it is also said in a poem, A Lament, that is written by Percy Bysshe Shelley. In that poem, he has also discussed about the charm, about the energy, and the vigor that we have in the youth age, we don't have at the time of the middle or at the time of the old age. So in the same way, this thing has been happened. And she had been dead nearly as many years as the girl lived. So now we can say that now the time has been passed, and my mother has been died over here, and now she had been nearly as many years dead as the girl lived, and of these circumstances nothing to say at all. It's silences, quietness, and the circumstances, the circumstances means situation. So the thing is that the years that she had been lived, that years cannot come back again. Nothing is left now. Only what is left here. We can see the photograph of my mother and their cousins, and the silence of the photograph silences everything. The silence silences everything. It means to say, now you can see the silence, but the beauty of the thing, the beauty of that photograph you can see, and you can treasure that memory into your heart. Only that thing you can keep into your mind, but the time that has been gone cannot come back again into your life. So student, this is the full of pathos and some real life of the example before you. So I hope so that you have got this poem very well, because the central theme of the poem is really related to the title of the poem, A Photograph. So student, the question answer of this one will be discussed to this one. 3 stanzas depict 3 different stages. The first, the author's mother has been appeared as a girl of some 12 years. At the youth age, the poetess mother has been appeared as a 12 years old. But in the middle age, 30 years later. It means after 30 years, she was about 42 or 45 years. And she could be seen laughing at the snapshot, the sea holiday, and dressing herself beautifully was her past. So that was her pastime. And when she died in the 3rd phase of the life, the mother is expired. She had been nearly expired when the girls lived. So student, this is the poem before you. The question answer and the comprehensive passage we will discuss in our next class. That is enough for you. Thank you and have a nice day to one you all.
Welcome to online classes of Shivaji Group of Institution. Student, myself Jitendra Patil. Today I am going to explain next part of this chapter, that is quantum number. In previous class I am giving to explain about Hund's rules of maximum multiplicity. After that, quantum number. So student, what do you mean by quantum number? Quantum number are those numbers which gives total information about an electron present in atom. It means total information of an electron present in atom. Now, what is the total information? First one is the cell number. Second one is the subcell. third one is the orbital, and last one is the direction of electron. This is total information of an electron present in atom. So number which gives information about an electron present in atom is known as quantum number, or those number which indicate the cell number, subcell, orbital and direction of electron are known as quantum number. So on the basis of information, there are four types of quantum number. One is the principal quantum number. Second one is the azimuthal quantum number. Third one is the magnetic quantum number, and fourth one is the spin quantum number. Okay, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number, and spin quantum number. Now, representation of these quantum number, how do we represent? So principal quantum number represented by n, azimuthal L, magnetic M, and spin is small s. So these representation represent which type of information? Principal quantum number gives the information cell information. Azimuthal subcell. Magnetic is the orbital, and spin is the direction of electron. Now the value. This one is the 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on for K, L, M and N cell. Now remaining are related with one another. L depends on N, N depends on L, S depends on direction. Okay. So what is the value of L? It is 0 to n minus 1. With the help of this formula, you have to calculate the value of azimuthal quantum number 0 to n minus 1. Now m depend on L. So minus L2 plus L with 0. Minus L2 plus L with 0. Now direction. There are two electrons present in each and any orbital with opposite spin. Opposite spin, one is clockwise and another is anti-clockwise. For clockwise and upward electron, the value of spin quantum number is lambda, and for anti-clockwise downward electron is minus 1. Okay. Now for this one, here. Value of L may be 0, 1, 2 and 3. Selective value 0 for S subcell electron, P subcell electron, D subcell electron and F subcell electron. This is for azimuthal quantum number. Okay. So this is all about your quantum number. Now, 1 minute. This is the symbol. represents and value. Okay, quantum number, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic spin. These symbolized by the N, L, M, S, and these quantum number represent the cell information, subcell information, orbital information, and direction of electron. And value for N 1, 2, 3, 4 K11 cell respectively, and for value of L 0, 2 and minus 1, and value of M minus and 2 plus M with 0, and direction for upward plus R and downward for minus R. Okay. Now this topic contains a lot of numerical problems. So see here some example how to resolve the problem based on quantum number. See here. Just we take an example like sodium, atomic number 11. First of all, you have to go for electronic configuration. So electronic configuration of 11 is the 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1 as per the above principle which I discussed earlier. Now question is that calculate the all four quantum number of 7th electron in sodium atom. Okay. Question is that calculate quantum number for 7th electron in sodium atom. This one is the question. So first of all, you have to write down the electronic configuration of sodium on the basis of above principle. This one is the cell, subcell and superscript. Is give the information of electron. So 7th electron, check it. 7th electron exists where? This is 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 to 10. 5 to 10 means 7th electron exists in this 2p6 orbital. So underline 2p6. Now solution for this one. How will you resolve? Mention the 7th electron. 7th electron information. What is the calculation? N, L, M and S. See here. 7th electron exists in 2p6. Okay. Starting value is 2. So this one is the principal quantum number. Maximum principal quantum number n equal to 2. This one is the K and L cell. This one is the K cell and this is the L and third one is the M. So for L is 2. Okay. Now L. L is the 0, 2 and minus 1. Means 0, 2 and value of n is 2 minus 1. Okay. It means 0, 2 minus 1 is the 1. 0 to 1, how will you write? 0 and 1. Okay. But we have to make a table for L 0, L1, L2, L3, for S, for P, for D and for F. Okay. Once more. Now 7th electron entered in P subcell. So for P subcell, value of L selectable is 1. So 0 to 1, only 1. Exclude the value of 0. Reason? Unique electron have unique value. No 0 and 1. only one value is the 1. Okay. Now m, what is it? M is the minus L2 plus L. Value of L is 1, minus L2 plus L with 0 means minus 1 2 plus 1 with 0. So how will you mention? Minus 1, 0 and plus 1. Okay. Minus L2 plus L with 0. Okay. Now again, unique electron have 3 values. This is the wrong. So question for 7th electron. So mention the p orbital. P contains 3 orbitals like this. Now check the 7th electron on the basis of Bund's rule of maximum multiplicity. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. In here, electron number 5th is starting number. So fill the electron according to Ohm's rule. 5th electron, 6th electron and 7th electron. Question for this 7th electron. So 7th electron inform the value plus 1. So this one is a selectable value. Okay. Now 7th electron, direction of 7th electron is the upward. So value is the upward for plus R. Okay. Now your answer, how will you write the answer? Answer that 7th electron, mention in curly bracket, serial NLMS. Don't change the serial your answer. So 2, 1 plus 1. Always indicate the sign in M. Reason behind it, there is an importance of sign. So 2, 1 and plus 1 both are same, but you have to mention the sign plus 1. This indicates the magnetic quantum number, and for spin is the plus half. So that's your answer for 7th electron. 2, 1 plus 1 and plus half. If you change the order of this one, so this is not the correct way. You have to individually mention N, L, M and S. Okay. If you don't change the order of the quantum number, so you can write in such a way. Okay. This is the question based on quantum number, or different type of question depend on this one. See here. One more question for you. One more question. Yes. Example. Calculate all the 4 quantum number for 3D x square minus y square. There is no information of electron, only orbital number is represented. So how will you calculate solution for this one? N is how much? 3. L, again revise the table. For D, L equal to 2. 0 for S, 1 for P, 2 for D and 3 for F. So direct values are equal to 2. Now M, minus L to plus L, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Make number of orbital. How many orbital in D? Is 5. All orbital have unique name, that is dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dz square. Yes, question is dx square minus y square. Dx square minus y square shows the value plus 1. But there is no electron, so each orbital contains 2 electrons with a positive spin. one is upward direction, another is a downward direction. So plus half or minus half, both answer for spin quantum number, because there is no information for the electron. So this is the answer: 3, 2, plus 1, plus half or minus half. Both are possible. Okay. Yes. Next one, for total value. How will you calculate total value? For total value, okay, if small n, that is principal quantum number, if principal quantum number, that is small n, is given, then what? L have total value just equal to the n. M is the n square, and S is total value 2n square. Check question. Question for this one, and one rule this one, and another is n equal to 2n plus 1. This is the two rules for the total value. If n is given, then L equal to n, m equal to n square, and s equal to 2n square. And if n is given, then 2n plus 1 for L is given or m is given, total value calculate by this formula. Okay. So this is all about today. Student, you may go for the practice for the quantum number topic. Lot of problem given in your textbook, and other book is Dr. MMS Mathur for the numerical. Resolve the problem. If you are facing any problem, you can ask me at WhatsApp and put your question in that WhatsApp group and give the answer. Okay. This is all about today. Best of luck. Thank you for attending the class.
Good morning, students. In this video lecture, we would solve numerical problems of the topic errors in measurement. So this is our first numerical problem you are seeing here. This is the maximum percentage error in mass and side of a cube are 4% and 3% respectively. The maximum percentage error in density हम लोगों को फाइंड करना है. We have given maximum percentage error in mass and side of the cube. Okay, so this is 4% in mass, this is 3% in side. We have to find the density. So first of all, student, we could write the formula for density. What is the formula for density? Density equal to mass upon volume. Mass upon volume, and volume formula for cube is side cube, that is m by, if side is denoted by a, so it would be a cube. A is side of the cube. So this is the volume of the cube, a cube. Now the percentage error in D, delta D upon D. We know that on division, if the physical quantity are divided, then the resulting physical quantity, the error in the resulting physical quantity is in terms of is either relative error or percentage error. We have derived for division, for multiplication, combinations of error topic. So you are seeing here it would be delta D upon D equal to, for mass, delta M upon M, plus for A cube it would be 3 would come first, delta A by A. Okay. Now for percentage error we would multiply by 100. So 100 into 100. This is, now we have given 4% is mass. So this would be percentage error in mass. This is the percentage error in side. So just put the value of here. For mass 4%, it is 4% plus 3 into inside this is 3%. So this is 3%. Now this would become 4% plus 3 is 9%. Answer would be 13%. So the error in D, the error in density, percentage error in density is 13% would be your answer. So this is the problem number first. Now we would solve the problem number 2. So what is the problem number 2? You are seeing that the error in the length of the simple pendulum is 2%. So this is the error in the length, percentage error, and in the time period this is 3%. We have to find maximum error in G. ठीक है? So formula of time period T equal to what? 2 pi under root of L by G. This is the time period formula for simple pendulum case. T equal to 2 pi under root L by G. L is the effective length, G is the acceleration due to gravity. And this is 2 pi is a constant value, and there is no error in 2 pi because it is not measuring. It is not a measurement value. This is the constant value. Now for percentage error in T, that is delta T upon T into 100. This is the percentage error in time period. You are seeing here, this quantity L upon G. This quantity also can be written as 2 pi L by G की whole power 1 by 2. And as we have seen in the combinations of error, that the power comes where? Power comes first 1 by 2, then inside is L upon G. So this is division again. Then it would be in terms of delta L upon L into 100 plus delta G upon G into 100. Okay. So this is your, and the percentage error in this is nothing. So this term would not include in the error. Okay. Just solve this. 2% टाइम पीरियड में एरर आती है, यहाँ पर पुट करते हैं टाइम पीरियड दिस इज 3%, दिस इज 3% इक्वल टू 1 by 2 डेल्टा L upon L. दिस इज द delta L upon L is 2%, this is the 2%, plus we have to find this value delta G upon G into 100. So just rough it. Okay, so this 2 would be in division here it would be in multiplication. 3 to the 6% equal to 2% plus delta G upon G into 100. So this would be 6% equal to 2% plus delta G upon G into 100. Now this would become 6% minus 2% equal to into 100. So the answer would be 4%. Delta G upon G into 100. It means error in G is percentage error in G is 4%. So here we have applied this formula T equal to 2 pi under root L upon G. From here we can write L upon G as L upon G to the power 1 by 2. The error in 2 pi would 0 because we will not consider this term. So here delta T upon T into 100 equal to this term 1 by 2. In exponent would become in multiplication 1 by 2. Now these two terms are in division, then the error will be added. So delta upon L into 100 plus delta G upon G into 100, percentage error will be added. Now the percentage error in length is 2%, in time is 3%. Just solve this and we have finished this problem, and the answer is 4%. Now we would solve the next problem. The next problem, diameter of a circle. Diameter is given 2.486 centimeter. Okay, so you are seeing here you have given diameter and you have to find area, but you have keep significant figure concept in mind and solve this problem using the significant figure concept. So what we do, you are seeing here formula for area is what? Area of This is diameter circle, so area of circle is A equal to pi r square. This is the area of the circle. But you have given diameter. Just think that diameter is given, it means measurement of the circle. जब सर्कल की मेजरमेंट ली गई होगी, so रेडियस को मेजर किया गया होगा या डायमीटर को. Obviously it is measured diameter, that's why diameter is given in the numerical problem. It means measurement value is 2.486, which is diameter, not the radius. For that reason we would solve this particular numerical problem taking not r, taking diameter in the formula. So for converting this formula in terms of diameter, we would put r in place of r, we would put d by 2, because we know that radius is equal to dia by 2. Diameter का half radius होती है, so we would put d by 2 here. Now we would solve this pi d square by 4. Now put this value here, use the concept of significant figures and solve this particular numerical problem. So pi, take it as it is, pi by 4 d square, it means 2.486 into 2.486. Okay, you are seeing here these two measurement values. These are measurement values and there is a multiplication, and for multiplication the simple concept of significant figure is the answer of these two multiplications would be up to 4 significant digits, because in these two the minimum significant digits are 4, so the answer would be up to 4 significant digits. Just multiply these two in rough, 2.486 into 2.486, 6 is 36, 5 this 8 का मल्टी करिए, वन मोर टाइम इसको चेक कर लेते हैं. 6 सही. So this is the correct multiplication, 6.180196. Now we have to approximate this value up to 4 digits, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is less than 5, so it would be 6.180 only. So we should take pi by 4 into 6.180. This is approximation up to 4 significant digits, because this is the minimum significant digit in these two multiplication is 4, so simply we would take 4 significant digit here. Now the value of pi, 22 by 7, if we would divide it, this is 3.14. 3.1428, 3.1428, 22 by 7. So on approximating it up to 4 significant digits, it would be 3.143. This is the value which is greater than 5. So put this value here, 3.143 into 6.180 divided by 4. Just multiply these two and then finally divided by 4. 3.143 into 6.180. So this is the multiplication, and up to 4 significant digits, so it would be 19 point. Just solve this first. This is 19.423540 upon 4. Just divide it. 16.3. One more thing, I will check this 000 at 24 42. One nine four two three seven 4. So this is 4 4 ja 16, 3 4, 4 in the 32, 4 5 by 20, 4 5 the 20, 4 9 the 36. So it is 4.8559 approximately. But up to we have to take only 4 significant digits. So the answer would be 4.85. This is the greater than 5, so it would be 6. 4.856 centimeter square. So this is the numerical problem taking the significant digits concept. Now we would solve some more numerical problems related to significant figures so that you can clear this particular topic. Now let's solve some numerical. Suppose question number first. I am giving you some numericals here. You have to find the significant figures, significant digits in all these numerical problems. So in this numerical problems, you are seeing there is a point. There is a point, and before point there is a non-zero values. These zeros are not the starting zeros. This is the first non-zero digit. So these zeros after point would be significant. So answer would be here 3. How much significant? How many significant digits? 3. In this, you are seeing there there is no decimal point mentioning here. There is no decimal point. We know that decimal point is there, but the decimal point is not mentioned here. That's why these two zeros, which is after this non-zero digit, would not be treated as significant. That's why there is only one significant digit, that is 1. Okay. Now, for this particular problem, you are seeing that there is an exponent. There is an exponent term, and exponent terms are always insignificant. So we would not treat the zeros of this particular term in significant figure concept. So the answer will be only this value, and here you are seeing there 1, 2, and this 0 is between two non-zero digit. That's why this 0 would be significant, because it is between two non-zero digits. So the answer will be given by only this term, and the answer will be 3. Here you can see that these two zeros are starting zeros, and obviously there is decimal, but before these are the starting zeros, and the first significant digit is only this one. So the answer would be 1. This is the starting zeros. You are seeing here the decimal point is there. That's why these two zeros are significant, because there is a non-zero digit between non-zero digit, and these two zeros between these two non-zero digit, and this 0 is significant because of this point, because this is the final last 0. So the answer would be here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the answer would be 5. Now take some more numerical problems. Okay, this is the numerical problem, and we have to solve this numerical problem. We have to add this particular numerical problem using the significant digit concept. So for addition, just for addition, simply keep one thing in mind, that after decimal, this is the decimal point, after decimal, here you are seeing there, after decimal only one significant digit. After decimal, this is significant, but this is after one significant digit. Here after decimal, two significant digit. Here after decimal only one significant digit. Overall there are 1, 2, and 3 significant digits. Okay, but after decimal you are seeing here, no sorry, 2. This one is significant because of overall there is 3 significant digits, but this one is also significant here. So on adding all this, the minimum significant digit you are seeing only 1 after decimal. So in our answer there will be only one significant digit after decimal, because in these 3 given numbers after decimal there is only one minimum significant digit in this particular numbers. So in our answer final there will be only one significant digit. So just solve this. This is 7, and this is 3 plus 2 5. 2 to 4 1 5. This is 5.57, but answer would be up to only one decimal, only one significant digit after decimal. So the answer would be this value would be approximated. So the answer would be 5. This is greater than 5. Answer would be 5.6. This is our answer 5.6. For multiplication, suppose 1.02 into 3.0. Okay, just solve this using the significant digit concept. So you are seeing here for multiplication, in a very simple way, if we talk, this is the multiplication case, and we have to solve this particular problem using the significant digit. Then what would we do? We would just multiply 3 to the 6, 0, 3, and this one is 0. After 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the answer would be, in the answer there would be how many significant digits? It will decide in these two quantities in which minimum significant digits are. So you are seeing there in this particular number there are 3 significant digits, in this there are 2 significant digits. So the minimum answer is 2. So in our final answer, significant digits are only 2. So the answer would be finally 2 decimal place, 2 numbers. This is first significant digit, and this digit would be removed there are two significant digits. Okay, so in multiplication case students just keep one thing in mind, अगर आप मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं दो नंबर्स का तो उन दोनों में मिनिमम सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट कितनी है, आपके आंसर में भी उतनी ही मिनिमम सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट होनी चाहिए। तो यहाँ पर 3 है, यहाँ पर 2 है, आपने मल्टीप्लाई किया, यहाँ पर 1 2 3 4 थी, बट आपको 2 डिजिट ही चाहिए सिग्निफिकेंट, तो आपको अप्रोक्सीमेट करना पड़ेगा। तो ये ग्रेटर देन 5 है तो ये एक इसको कंट्रीब्यूट कर देगा, आंसर आपका 3.1। अब इसमें आप देख सकते हैं 2 सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट हैं, तो ये आपका आंसर इस तरीके से मल्टीप्लिकेशन और डिवीजन का सेम होता है। एडिशन का मैंने आपको बताया सिंपल वे में कि जैसे कि आप ऐड कर रहे हैं या सब्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं तो पॉइंट के बाद आपको देखना है कितनी सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट है। पॉइंट के बाद यहाँ पे 1 है, यहाँ पे 2 है, यहाँ पे 2 है, तो आपका जो आंसर होगा फाइनल वहां पर भी आपके पास कितने सिग्निफिकेंट डिजिट होनी चाहिए, पॉइंट के बाद 1 होनी चाहिए, बट यहाँ पर 2 आ रहे थे तो एक हटा के अप्रोक्सीमेट कर दिया तो आंसर आ गया 5.6। So I think you have cleared all this. And one more thing, pi. Pi is what? Pi is real number. Pi is यहाँ पर आप कह सकते हैं प्योर नंबर। इसकी वैल्यू डिफाइंड है, pi is प्योर नंबर, एवोगैड्रो नंबर, मोल, 1 mole. These values are well defined values. So the significant digit for constant, suppose gravitational constant g and refractive index, and you can say there are so many constant values. Suppose you can say upside n, you can say mu refractive index, mu permeability, and some more constant. All the constant, these are pure constant and pure numbers. For this the significant digit is infinite. We not measure these quantities because it is already known, so the significant digits in this is infinite. Okay, so just do the numericals, and if you have any problem in particular numericals, WhatsApp me, I would answer you that numerical problem. Thank you, students.
Good morning, class. In last term we have understand AND gate, OR gate and NOT gate. These are the basic gates, and today we have learned more gates, that is NAND gate, NOR gate and XOR gate. These gates are the combination of basic gates. Now let's understand these gates. Firstly, we understand NAND gate. What is NAND gate? It is the combination of NOT gate and AND gate. It is the combination of NOT gate and AND gate. So about this gate, it takes 2 or more input. It takes 2 or more input and gives a output as a result, It is also known as complement gate of AND gate. So now let us understand the symbol of NAND gate. Symbol of NAND gate. What is the symbol of NAND gate? Simply you see the gate which we form, that is, this is the symbol of AND gate. You all know this is the symbol of AND gate, and this is the symbol of NOT gate. So if we combine both gate, this is A, this is B, so the output is F, A into B का complement. So this gate is known as NAND gate. Simply we can form this gate like this: A, B, F equal to A into B का complement. Let us see the truth table. Having two things: input and output. In input there are two variables, A, B and F, that is A into B का complement. Then we take inputs. These are the inputs, and you know it is the complement gate of AND gate. So what is the output of AND? 0 0 0 1. So here the output is 1 1 1 0. What? 0 into 0 0. Complement of 0 1. 0 into 1 0. Complement of 0 1. 1 into 0 0. Complement of 0 1. In last case 1 into 1, that is 1. Complement of 1 is 0. So this is all about NAND gate. There are 4 cases arises. Simply there are 4 cases. Now let us understand what are the cases. There are 4 cases. Now understand the 4 cases. In first case, you see, in first case, case 1, when A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, then F equal to A into B का complement, that is 0 into 0 का complement, that is 1. Case 2, when A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, then F equal to 0 into 1 का complement, that is 0, and result of 1. In case 3, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, then F equal to 1 into 0 का complement, that is 1. And in case 4, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, then F equal to 1 into 1 the complement, that is 0. So there are 4 cases arises. In the case of NAND gate, it takes 2 or more inputs and gives an output. As a result, it is also known as complement gate of NAND gate, and symbol is like this, truth table is like this, and there are 4 cases which arises. Now we understand the next gate, that is, next gate is, what is the next gate? Next gate is NOR gate, and it is also the combination of NOT gate and OR gate. It is the combination of NOT gate and OR gate. So we use NOR gate. How? It takes 2 or more input and gives one output. As a result, it is also known as complement of OR gate. So, what is the symbol of NOR gate? Symbol of NOR gate, you all know, it is a combination of NOT gate and OR gate. Simply we construct first OR gate, then we make NOT gate, and thus if we combine both gates, we find a gate that is known as NOR gate. So A, B and F equal to A plus B का complement. Here A, B and F equal to A plus B का complement. Now look the truth table of that gate. Truth table. If we want to understand what is the truth table, so these are inputs and F equal to A plus B का complement. So 0 1 0 1. And what is the output of OR gate? The output of OR gate is 0 1 1 1, and here the output is 1 0 0 0, because it is the complement gate of OR gate. In the case of OR gate, we find 0 plus 0, that is 0, but here 0 plus 0, that is 0, and the complement of 0 is 1. So now discuss the 4 cases. The 4 cases are discussing. So if you want to discuss the 4 cases, now we will understand the 4 cases. Case number 1. The first case 1, when A equal to 0 and B equal to 0, then F equal to 0 plus 0 complement. 0 plus 0, that is 0, and complement of 0, that is 1. In case 2, when A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, then F equal to 0 plus 1, that is 1, and complement of 1 is 0. In case 3, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 0, then F equal to 1 plus 0 for complement, that is 0. And in last case, what is the last case? Case 4, when A equal to 1 and B equal to 1, then F equal to 1 plus 1 complement, that is 1 plus 1 is 1, and complement of 1 plus 1. 1 and 1 plus 1 equal to 1 and complement of 1 is 0. So this is all about NOR gate. It takes 2 or more inputs and gives an output as a result. It is also known as complement of OR gate. And this is the truth table, and these are the cases which we have explained. The last gate is XOR, also known as exclusive OR gate. Exclusive OR gate. And what about exclusive OR gate? It also takes 2 or more input and gives 1 output as a result. So what about XOR? It takes 2 or more input and gives an output as a result. So exclusive OR gate, symbol of exclusive OR gate. What is the symbol of exclusive OR gate? So you will understand. This is the symbol of exclusive OR gate. So X and Y, then F equal to X XOR Y. What is the truth table of that? So firstly you return X, then you return Y, then you return X complement, then you return Y complement. The means of X complement Y plus X Y complement. So firstly we find X complement Y, then we find X Y complement, then we find the result, that is X XOR Y. So this is the truth table of XOR. The complement of X is 1 1 0 0. Y complement 1 0 1 0. Then we find X complement Y. X complement Y, that is 0 1 0 0. Here we find 0 0 1 0. The output like 0 1 1 0. So this is all about XOR gate. It takes 2 or more inputs and gives an output as a result. So these are about gates. In next class we will discuss the next topic. Thank you, class.